Day 1. 6:14 in the morning and your alarm hasn't even gone off yet. Your eyes just open on their own. And for the first time in years, you don't reach for your phone. You lie there in the dark and something feels different. Not around you, inside you. Your apartment is the same. The water stain on the ceiling is the same. The $6.42 in your checking account is the same. But your mind isn't. You sit up and instead of the usual dread, the usual mental list of everything you can't afford, one sentence sits in your head, calm and certain. Today, you build something. You don't know where the thought came from. You just know it's the loudest thing in your skull. You get up. You make coffee at home instead of buying it, not because you're broke. You've always been broke, but because for the first time, it feels like a decision instead of a defeat. You sit at your kitchen table with a notebook you bought 2 years ago and never opened, and you write one sentence at the top of the page. What would a millionaire do today with exactly what I have right now? You stare at it for a long time. You don't have an answer yet, but you have the question, and the question is the whole shift. Week 1. Nothing external changes. You still go to your job at the call center, still take the bus, still eat the same instant noodles you've eaten for 3 years. But internally, something is rewiring. You start noticing how much time you spend complaining versus how much time you spend building. You catch yourself mid-sentence, halfway through telling a coworker why your life is unfair, and you stop. You physically feel the old version of you trying to finish that sentence, and for the first time, you don't let it. Your coworker looks at you strangely when you just say, "Yeah, working on it," and change the subject. You go home that night and write it down. Day 7. Caught myself complaining. Redirected. It felt like resistance training for a muscle you didn't know you had. 3 weeks in, you start reading during your lunch break instead of scrolling. Not because someone told you to, because a millionaire's mindset, you're starting to understand, isn't about the money at all. It's about where attention goes when nothing is forcing it anywhere. You read about compound interest and you feel something close to grief. Not because you're behind, but because you finally understand what the last 10 years of your life cost you in ways that had nothing to do with dollars. You open a high-yield savings account with $40. $40! It feels almost embarrassing to deposit it, but you do it anyway, because the version of you that's forming doesn't care how small the first step looks. It only cares that the direction changed. Month 2, your manager notices something different about you before you do. You stop asking for permission to solve problems. A shipment gets delayed, and instead of escalating it up 3 people the way you always have, you just call the vendor yourself and fix it. It takes you 14 minutes. Your manager asks how you did that so fast, and you shrug and say, "I just did it." That sentence becomes a kind of quiet identity. You just do it. You stop waiting for someone to hand you permission to think like someone capable. A month later, you're managing 2 more accounts, and a small raise that used to feel impossible to ask for arrives almost automatically because you stopped acting like someone who needed to ask. Month 4 is when the discomfort really sets in. This is the part nobody warns you about. Your friends start noticing your difference, and not everyone likes it. You turn down a night out because you've committed to finishing an online certification, and your best friend calls you boring for the first time in 12 years of friendship. It stings more than you expect. You sit with that sting instead of numbing it, and that's new too. The old you would have gone out anyway just to avoid the discomfort of disappointing someone. The new you finishes the course at 1 a.m. and feels a kind of pride that no party has ever given you. You start understanding the first real cost of this mindset. Not money, belonging. The version of you that's emerging doesn't fit the room you used to live in, and rooms notice when you outgrow them. Month 6, you meet a woman running a free business workshop you almost didn't attend. She's run 3 small companies, failed at 2 of them, and she says something during the Q&A that lodges itself permanently in your chest. Broke people manage money. Wealthy people manage attention. Money just follows wherever your attention has been disciplined the longest. You write it on the inside cover of your notebook. You start applying it obsessively. You audit where your attention actually goes for a full week, hour by hour, and the results humiliate you. 4 hours a day on your phone,
0 hours a day on the one skill that could change your income. You don't spiral about it, you just fix it, the way you've been fixing everything for 6 months now. Quietly, without announcing it to anyone. Month 8, your savings account has $3,100 in it. It's not life-changing money, but it's proof, and proof is the only thing this mindset actually runs on. You start a small freelance side business doing exactly what you were doing for free at your job, just for other companies now, on your own time. Your first client pays you $200 for a project that took 4 hours. You stare at that payment notification the same way people stare at lottery numbers, except this time you understand exactly how it happened, every step of it, because you built it yourself. That understanding is worth more than the $200. It's proof the machine works when you run it on purpose. Month 10, your sister asks you for $500 to cover a bill, and for the first time in your life, you actually have it sitting there. The old you would have handed it over instantly out of guilt, out of fear of being seen as anything less than generous. The new you asks one question first. What changes after this $500, or are we having this same conversation again in 6 weeks? She gets quiet on the phone. It's an uncomfortable question, and it costs you something in the relationship to ask it. But it's also the first time you've protected your own trajectory instead of sacrificing it to keep someone comfortable with the old version of you. You send her $200 instead, and you sit down with her that weekend and help her build an actual budget. She cries a little, not because of the money, because you showed up differently than she expected. Month 12, 365 days after that first quiet morning, you sit at the same kitchen table with the same notebook, now filled front to back. Your income has nearly doubled between your job and the freelance work that turned into a real, structured business. Your savings account has $19,400 in it, not because of a windfall, not because of luck, but because of 365 consecutive decisions that all pointed the same direction. You are not rich. You want to be clear with yourself about that, sitting there at 6 a.m. with your coffee, the same way you've made it for a year now. You are not rich. But you are not the same person who woke up broke and defeated exactly 1 year ago, staring at a water stain and a bank balance that felt like a life sentence. What actually changed wasn't your bank account first, it was the question, what would a millionaire do today with exactly what I have right now? You asked yourself that question through burnout, through a friendship that quietly ended, through a sister who needed a harder conversation than a handout, through 400 small decisions nobody else ever saw you make. The money followed the mindset. It always does. It just takes longer than anyone wants to admit, and it costs more than anyone wants to pay, which is exactly why almost nobody finishes the year. You close the notebook and open a new one. Because 365 days ago, you thought this was about becoming a millionaire. Now you understand it was never about the number at all. It was about becoming the kind of person the number eventually has no choice but to find. So, here's the only question that matters. If you woke up tomorrow morning with this exact mindset, unshakable, undeniable, would you actually follow through for 365 days? Or would you, like almost everyone else, make it to day 9 and quietly go back to sleep on yourself?